Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, my name is Mariana Pembe, so please do subscribe. And to everybody, especially the 5,550 of y'all that have subscribed to my channel, welcome back. Thank you so much for the amazing love as well as the amazing feedback on my previous video. On today's episode, I have a very special guest, somebody very dear to my heart, and I can't wait for you all to meet him. So do stay tuned. I'll be right back. So sitting next to me is my amazing, stepdad, but he's basically my dad. He came into my life when I was 9 years old, I think. And okay, I'm just gonna let him introduce himself. He's very new to all of this, so please do forgive him if he seems a bit nervous. But yeah, wanna introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Tommy K. Nakalega. I am from Ondangwa. And I'm sitting next to my stepdaughter, Maria Nepembe. Yeah, she's humble to me. She's a humble girl to me. I love her so much. And she's a very good girl.
Oh, I love you too. All right, so I don't know. We've never had this conversation before. Do you remember the first time you met me?
Yes, I remember.
I don't.
When I was 9 years old, I remember you.
What? How was it? Like, how was I towards you and stuff?
Yeah, you was a little bit naughty, and you were not writing nonsense, because I know that once a while you went to a certain school called AMSA.
AMSA?
Yes, AMSA is a certain school east of Eheke. I think it's almost 3 kilometers from Eheke. And there was a problem there because the teacher, you know yourself that you had a wings hair.
Oh, I remember.
They are very long hairs, and the teacher would not like it because she said, "Yeah, you tell your mother and your daddy so that you can cut your hair. When you come here tomorrow, then you come with a bare head." I said, okay. But we were not happy about it.
Yeah, that's actually the reason I started schooling in Windhoek, because most schools in the north, you were required to cut your hair, and I loved my hair so much. I had such long, beautiful, full hair, and I remember my mom and dad were like, no, she's not cutting her hair. And yeah, so that's how I was moved to Windhoek, and that's how I started schooling in Windhoek. Now, I don't think you answered my question, like our first time meeting, because I obviously don't remember it very well. I have very vague memories of like when I was 9 years old, but like the first time we met, like, did you hug me? Did I greet you? Like, how was that experience?
Obviously, what I did first, I hugged you, and then I left you up.
Aww.
So, as you know, if you find out that you become a parent, you have to protect your children, your kids, and so. So then I left you up a little bit, you a smile. And I was so happy also.
I'm a nice person.
That was in Windhoek now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we met in Windhoek for the first time?
Yeah, for the first time we met in Windhoek, but that time I think you were schooling at
Mandume.
Yeah,
I was at Mandume Primary School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met at that time you were already in Windhoek.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was 1998. 1998, 1999, around there. Yes.
Okay, and how was it, how was I growing up? What kind of child was I?
No, you were so good. Discipline ways, you were good. And you like playing around, of course.
Yeah.
That is how the children grow up. Then we were happy because if you, for example, if you told to do something, you can do it properly.
Yeah.
That is, you was like
I was
that.
an obedient
and
child.
Although you were a little bit skinny, so we little bit skinny, but I knew that you are going to be a good girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
When I was growing up as well, did you ever worry? Did you ever think, I'm so worried about this child. Does she know where she's going in life? Like, how did you see my future as? Like, were you very confident in me as an individual?
Like other parents we were asking ourselves to say, are she going to be somebody in future? But I become to know that because when I look at your homework, I find out that this girl, she's intelligent. She's going to be somebody. That is how I was noting you and say, this girl, she will become somebody in the public.
Yeah. Guys, now for all of you that say I have swag, right? I think this man taught me a lot about swag. And you will never know where he buys his stuff from. This man will walk into a room and you're like, okay, you would never literally catch him sleeping. You wake up in the morning, by 8 a.m., his shoes are polished, he's wearing ironed clothes, and he's not going anywhere. It's like a normal Saturday morning, but he's dressed up, even if he's raking the yard or if he's fixing something on his car, like he's always looking proper. And I think that's where I get most of my swag from, because I watched how he always wants to look good, and so those kind of things rub off on you. Dad, tell me, where do you buy your clothes? Because I know you don't buy them from normal shops.
Yeah, Maria, like they say, a proverb in English says that charity begins at home. So we were always cautious with your mother to say, we are going to teach you Christianity and also traditional.
Yeah.
You have to behave like this, you have to do this, you have to do this. That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you did.
You need to be an example.
Yes.
You need to be an example to your children.
That's what you did.
Okay. I remember this one time. He says I was a very violent child. Well, not violent, but I was somebody that stood up for myself, and I would get into a lot of physical altercations with people. Do you remember that day we were at? My mom used to own this bar in Katutura, Havana, I think.
Yes, it was in Ombili somewhere.
And I remember there was a fight broke out between some guy and my cousin. So now my mom was trying to stop them from fighting, and then the guy slaps my mom. Yo.
That time, my dear, it was about 9 o'clock
at night.
Then from there she started jumping around and trying to say to stop her. Don't do this, Maria. No, they are fighting with my cousin. Why should they? And they slap my mama too. And I was also annoyed.
So, guys, that day was extreme because I ended up, basically owning the fight. And he's such a peacekeeper, which is quite strange because growing up in such a peaceful home, like I don't think I've ever heard my mom and dad argue or fight, or I've never heard them get loud with each other. So I sometimes wonder where I get my feistiness from, because that's not the environment I grew up in, or maybe it's just the kind of character that I possess. I'm not a violent person. I'm just very good at defending myself and defending other people. How am I always so quick to jump and throw hands? But yeah, I gave my parents quite a lot of headaches because I would get into a lot of fights, and parents would come to our house and say, "Oh, your daughter beat up our son," and stuff like that.
No, the thing, as I mentioned earlier, that you are not tolerating nonsense, because the people at school, especially at the school where you went, like not Komasa PP. David Besotnet. There was a lot of boys who are always bullying. You are, as I mentioned, that you are not tolerating bully at school. You are. That is how you are. That is how you are. You don't know. You do not tolerating that bullying and everything. You fight quickly.
Yeah.
If something happened like that, you also one day fighting when you hear your brother was tolerated by somebody. That is the thing. That is what I know you. Yeah. That is the character of you. Yeah, it's not to say that you are a fighter, but you do not like those violence, because if somebody start violating your brother, anyone you know, you are a good girl. I know. I know you are a good girl.
Yeah, I mean, Dad, like, coming into my mom's life, and she has like 7 other kids, right? Like the way you just eased into it, it was so easy for you to just be a part of our family. And I never really, how was that easy for you, or did we make it easy for you, or are you just naturally that type of person that accepts anybody into your life? Because accepting 7 children that are not yours and then just making them feel like you're the one that gave birth to them.
Maria, I was created by my God like that because I love children, and I don't like those violence of or separating you from myself, because I know exactly what I'm doing. So by those children, I love them as my own biological father. That is what I did, and up to now, what time? I mean, Sheku and Wanga, they come here, I think 7 years old in Windhoek, but I treat them.
No, they must have been 6, because
I think they were 6 years old.
Yeah, they must have been 6.
Yeah. What I did, I just adjust everything, just like that as a human being.
Yeah, and it was quite easy, you know.
Exactly.
And I really think that, I don't know how our lives would have turned out, not having a father figure. We might have lost our biological dad, but we still had a father in our life, you know. And I think what I'm most grateful for is the fact that my mom was not alone. She had like a life partner, and I don't know how hard it might have been for her had she not found you. And I think that's what I take most from this, is just the fact that my mom had someone, and it was easier for her to be there for us because there was somebody that was there for her.
Oh, Maria, let me tell you, your mother is a brilliant woman.
She's
really a hard worker.
She really is.
She's a hard worker. She's a super woman. She can do everything. She's even a Christian. She can pray.
Oh, she prays.
She prays, and then we come together and pray together.
Yeah.
And then we grew you up together with her. Imagine, there's 3 boys. Sindano,
6.
Sheku, and Wanga, and
Joseph.
All
Joseph
of them,
is my half brother.
I treat them equally.
Yeah.
So there was no problem for me to treat you equally. Never. I would just come to you, say, if something wrong, I say, hey, don't do that, do this.
And he was so gentle. I was more comfortable around my dad than I was around my mom, because it was easy to talk to my dad. It was very easy. He was very welcoming, and like when I would get into trouble, I'd be more scared of my mom than I would be of my dad, because he was also very protective, and also he had this very soothing nature about him. So
that is how things are. Up to now, my face is up. Because of you, I'm proud. Proud of you, proud of everybody.
Yeah.
And mostly I'm proud of Kuku Elago, who is 100 years old now.
102.
Right, he's 102 now.
102. My granddad, my mom's dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, everybody's dear to me in our family. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm proud. I'm very much proud. It's why I took you to school, especially the high school, like the Institute of Education, like UNAM. And I remember you even went abroad. So twice, I think.
Yeah.
In Germany, eh?
Yeah.
And when you come back, I said, Maria, what are you doing? No, nothing. Can you go back to UNAM? And she did.
Yeah.
She did that. And she completes her UNAM.
Yeah.
Then that is how I am proud. Everybody, in especially those my stepchildren, they are educated. Why? Because of that nature in our house.
Yeah.
Yeah. You say, okay, we are here, mommy, let the children go to school. No
Yeah.
problem.
And what I also loved about growing up was the fact that we were very free. We never felt like we were caged or we
Yeah.
were put in a box. We were very free to move around. Like we weren't really pressured much into achieving things. Like they raised us in a way where they allowed us to figure ourselves out, to just always, like, you were allowed to be you. You were allowed to live your life the way you wanted to. And I think that's also just because they had great belief and trust in us, and they believed that the way they raised us, I should be able to carry us as well, like the discipline and the morals and just the responsibility that was instilled in us, I think. And I never got pressured for anything. Whatever I wanted to do, you want to be in music videos? Okay, be in music videos. You want to go to school? Okay, go to school. You want to go to Germany? Oh, okay, go to Germany. You want to go do Miss Namibia? Oh, wow, we'll be there. You want to go to Big Brother Africa? Wow, awesome. You want to be a radio presenter? You want to be a director? They never said to me, Ano, can you decide what you want to be in life? Other kids are lawyers, other kids are accountants, other kids are doctors. No, they just let us really figure ourselves out and be who we are. And for them, our happiness was what was most important.
Yes, that is true. Like social behavior, either at work, either at home, either in public. So we used to caution the children to say, please don't be violent, don't be a fight like that. Do as we told you.
Yeah.
And to make everything more important is that everybody at home, they are not coming home drunk.
Yeah.
Never at all, especially the young boys and so. I'm not talking about Maria. Maria, she's never took those things of alcohol. They just come humble, sober, and at home, when you talk to him to say, come here, politely is always there. The responding is always polite, which I like it mostly. That is what I let them grow like that.
Do you have questions that you want to ask me?
No, I don't have really questions to ask you. Either to encourage you to go ahead with what you are doing. Yeah. Now you become a grown-up girl. You are on your own. So, what you have to do, just follow our steps. So, that is what I want to encourage you. Yeah, whatever you think, and then mostly pray to God. Because in this world at the moment, there is no children like you. There are, but some of them, they are not in that category where you are. So you are on your own. So you are having your own house. You are free to go wherever you go. So we are proud of you, my dear girl. Don't worry.
Well, obviously, I can't also wait to have my own family, my own children, and have these kind of conversations with them. But what kind of man would you envision for me? Like, what kind of man would you like me to marry?
Yeah, Maria, the choice is yours.
Yeah.
But you can't see somebody inside, although they came with that a hyena in the form of sheep. So, but we pray for you to get a humble, a hard-working man, and a sensible man too, who can guide you, protect you, and who can also have a sympathy on you. Because nowadays, why I'm using sympathy, I use the word because nowadays there are those people come to you, I want to marry you, then he just want come to you because he find that there's something, you are having a house, you are having something, you're having a nice car, driving a Jeep, and then they come to say, yeah, I want to marry you. Then after marriage, everything goes upside down.
Yeah.
Everything is fall apart. There are those people also in this world that they just come to destroy you. We don't want somebody like that. We want somebody, the really man, to compare. I can compare with myself, to be a humble man, and he must be a helpful man also. Not those people just to come with the shining shoes and then you can say, yeah, I will take this one. No. We want somebody, if it will happen, we can choose.
Yeah, he just mentioned something about being helpful, and for as long as I can remember my dad, like my dad is not the type to wake you up, oh come go wash my shirt. You'll find my dad there at the back of the house, you know, washing his shirts, washing his socks. Like he never disturbs anybody for he takes care of himself, you know, like he doesn't put anybody's stress. Like he'll go hang his clothes, come back, remove them, iron them without expecting you to do it. And I think like that taught me, I think that's why I'll never let myself be let me say abused or bullied by a man. Like I would never feel useless for not necessarily being the caretaker of any man, you know. And I think that's because I learned it from him. Like he was so self-sufficient and so independent, like it's unbelievable, you know. Like that's actually that's where I get that mentality from. Like I don't need to wash after or clean up after a man. I don't need to, unless I want to, of course. There's nothing wrong with it for those that do. But if a man is gonna put that pressure on you and make you feel like you're less of a woman just because you don't clean up after him and do his laundry and iron his shirts, I think
Sharp and deep.
So I think that we really didn't have much to say. We didn't have a lot to talk about, but it was quite insightful. Just getting your side of like your perspective on, you know, coming into our lives and stuff like that, and how it's been for you as well. And I'm glad that it was such a walk in the park for you. I'm glad we didn't make your life difficult. I'm glad we made life very easy for you, and the same way you did for us also as well, obviously. And thank you so much for being such an amazing dad. Like you are amazing.
I'm proud of you, man.
You have helped to raise some amazing children. We had a beautiful childhood because of you, and thank you for being the husband that you are to my mom, because my mom was very loving, very understanding, very patient, because she had a patient, loving, supportive husband by her side. And for being just her pillar, and for just being her support system, and making our lives way easier. Because imagine being raised by a single mom. They're tough. They're extremely tough, because they have so much pressure, so much responsibility on their own shoulder by themselves, and having you around made our lives much easier.
Thank you, Maria. God bless you.
God bless you. All right, thank you guys for watching. This was a very nice little conversation with my dad, the man that raised me. And yeah, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and what is that thing called again, the bell thingy? Yeah, press on it so that every time I upload a video you get a notification. Mwah! From me, Maria Nepembe, it's been a ball, it's been a blast. I'll see you in the next video.